Hey everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about the side effects of the medications that I wish I had known kind of before I went on the medications. So before I get into any more details, time for the intro. There's a lot of side effects to particularly the acetazolamide that I still take. I've done a whole video on my experience with topiramate. It's actually my top performing video ever on my channel. My videos have very much changed since I did that one, but my message is what matters, and I don't do an update to it because there's no point. And you gotta show that you're growing too. I wanna talk about these side effects that I wish I had known about acetazolamide before going on them, and even some of the other medications that I've tried. I'm going to be spending most of my video actually on the acetazolamide because this is the medication that I've been on the longest, and I've learned so much more information since going on this medication. I have actually 4 things that I want to talk about today. So the first big one is the initial fatigue at the start. So I experienced about 3 to 4 months of really severe fatigue after I started on the medication. It took a very long time for me to get used to it. So for me, I started out at the dose that I'm currently at right now, which is 500 milligrams a day, so 250 milligrams twice a day. And when I initially went on the medication, they wanted me to increase it to 1,000 milligrams a day after 2 weeks of taking it. I was not successful with this. I actually had to go down for a little while because the side effects were way too strong. And I'm not exactly sure what was the biggest reason for it, but they dropped me down to 750 milligrams. So I was actually taking one pill 3 times a day for a couple of months for sure. And then it was quite a while that I actually was able to tolerate 1,000 milligrams a day. So the 250 twice a day. And so once I got up to that, it was all good, but it took me quite a bit of weaning to get up to that. A major side effect of that was fatigue. I don't honestly truly remember those first couple of months on acetazolamide anymore because I was not in a very good place at all during those first few months. I was going through not only a lot physically, but a lot of mentally and emotionally too. So some of that has been kind of blocked out of my memory. It's hard to remember sometimes when you go through really bad times with health exactly what has happened, and particularly now because I've kind of have blocked it or feel like I've blocked that particular time. It doesn't seem to be that I remember it very well. Plus, I was so fatigued, I felt like a zombie. Like, I did not feel like I was functioning properly. It wasn't quite as bad with the acetazolamide as it was with the topiramate. The initial fatigue at the start was really bad, and like I said, it took me months to get used to it, but I did eventually get used to it, and I kind of felt a little bit more like myself. But I gotta be honest, I have never gotten my full energy back. I don't know whether this is from still being on the acetazolamide or whether this is still from IIH or whether it's now from migraines. The second side effect I want to talk about is one that I still get all of the time, and this is pins and needles in your hands and feet. The way I like to describe this for people who are new or don't have this particular type of experience is, you know, the feeling that you get after you've kind of had an arm or a leg go to sleep because you're sitting on it or leaning on it funny? Well, that pins and needles feeling that you get with that, as the feeling is coming back in your arm or your leg, is exactly how it feels with acetazolamide. When we get pins and needles with this, it feels like the worst pins and needles you've ever felt in your life. It is very, very painful, the pins and needles that come with this pins and needles. They're very, very sharp. The pins and needles are so sharp that I've actually winced in pain while I've had them before. So I kind of wish I was told that that was a side effect of the medication, and just to make sure that I don't sit on my legs or lean on my arms really funny and have to deal with that, because it is very, very, very painful. The third thing I wish I would have been told about is that food and some drinks can kind of have a weird taste with it. This is particularly true, I find, for things like pop. So you guys call that soda in the United States. We call it pop here in Canada. Thankfully, I don't drink much of that kind of stuff because I don't actually like fizzy drinks. It's not my favorite thing in the world. In fact, I will drink pretty much anything before that. I've only ever had this problem once, and it was because I was in a place where they only served particular types of soda or pop. As for like certain foods, I can't name one off the top of my head that is really not tasting very good. I just find some food in general just tastes different than it used to. And sometimes things don't have the flavor like it should. I don't know. It's kind of a weird side effect to describe. The fourth one is kind of a strange one, and I don't know whether I can actually contribute it to the acetazolamide directly or not, but the fourth big one is that my headaches would be actually come more frequent once I started on the medication. This could be just timing. This could have been maybe just, oh, the headaches are actually a real thing that I'm experiencing, and they're actually part of what I'm experiencing. Like, it's not just straight like headache from eye strain or all of that. It's actually something that I'm experiencing. So maybe that I am actually getting headaches. But I feel like my headaches got more frequent as soon as I started on the medication. That's why I had a really hard time accepting that I had migraines at the start, because I really honestly thought a lot of this was because of the acetazolamide. I wanted to blame the medication more than the fact that it could be something else. So now, because my headaches have gotten worse, even with the lowering of the medication, I don't honestly know if the if this is just a correlation, because you kind of look for something that happened at the time you started experiencing worse headaches, or if this is something that is actually related to the medication. My medication dose was actually decreased in March, and my headaches have actually gotten worse since. And they don't think it's because of the IIH coming back. They think it's because of chronic migraine. To be honest with you, the symptoms of migraine are so similar. As I said, it's very, very hard for me to tell the difference. So I'm currently on furosemide. The brand name for that is Lasix. And I don't really notice any real side effects from that as far as I can tell. If you guys have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below. If you've made it this far in the video, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notifications to all so you never miss another video. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give this video a like. And as for now, that's it for today. Bye everyone.